I'm Kaylee, and for my topic, I chose to research Nathaniel Abraham, and he was the youngest person to be charged with second-degree murder in the United States as an adult. Nathaniel was 11 when he committed the crime, and what he did is he killed an 18-year-old Ronnie Green at a convenience store with a 22 caliber gun. The crime was committed in 1997, and that's when child killers were at their peak, according to the textbook. But I believe that this certain crime got so much attention because psychologists couldn't really understand why he would kill a complete stranger. Because normally at this age, kids, if they do kill anyone, it's in self-defense and it's someone they know, and it's like a parent or a sibling or someone that they've interacted with. But for an 11-year-old to kill a complete stranger is like not really common. So I believe that's why they researched so heavily into this case. But even at the age of 8, Nathaniel exhibited patterns of like difficult behavior. So his elementary school teachers like suggested that he be tested to find out like what was wrong. And through those tests, they found out that he was emotionally impaired, and he also functioned 3 to 4 years younger than his actual age, and he suffered from attention deficit disorder. But nothing was ever really done because in 1997 he also shot a BB gun at his sister and his aunt, and he ended up hitting his aunt in the hand with a pellet. And so his aunt requested help from the police, and she asked Nathaniel that to be committed to a children's village or like a juvenile detention center to help settle him down, but nothing was ever done. I believe that he should have been tried as an adult, even though he functioned 3 to 4 years younger than his actual age. I believe that, like, because he exhibited signs at the age of 8 so young, that, like, those signs would have existed throughout his entire life. It's not like he had one weak moment and, like, he had one moment where, like, he didn't know what was going on. Like, I believe that he truly had, like, problems from when he was born all the way up to the age of 11. So, like, it was only a matter of time before he committed that crime. But his parents could have easily stopped it from happening, so it's also their fault. But I don't know if they were in denial or if they just didn't want to deal with it and thought it would never be anything serious like most parents. But he ended up killing someone, and then he also like hit his aunt in the hand with like a pellet gun. So clearly like something wasn't right, and they never really did anything about it. But his sentencing, when the jury deliberated, they deliberated for like about 2 days, and they found him guilty of second-degree murder as an adult. He was sentenced to juvenile detention until his 21st birthday, and then he was released again in January of 2007. At the court hearing, Abraham really caused like a stir because he was wearing like a suit that was very flamboyant, and like some viewed it as inappropriate. So I think that's also had like a lot to do with it, that like he didn't seem like he was very concerned with what he did. But 16 months later, after he was released, Abraham was in police custody again because he police found him at a gas station with 254 ecstasy pills in the bag of his trunk. So I believe that was a less serious crime, and that was just something because he had always been around crime his whole life. So like that was just one more thing to like add to the list. Like it wasn't as serious as killing someone. So I believe that that was something that he could have controlled, and like he just did because like going back to jail really wasn't like a big deal for him. But I believe that like him killing at a young age was something that like was bound to happen eventually. But I believe like small crimes like that are just like from being in the life of being in juvenile detention, and like he's always been surrounded with people like that. But instead of going back to jail, the judge gave him 5 years probation instead of 23 months to 5 years of prison time. But if he violates his probation, the judge, Timothy P. Pickard, has the option of a maximum to 40 months to 5 year prison term. So like if he messes up again or if he does a serious crime, like he'll go back to jail. But like child killers in general, like the whole section I found very interesting. I feel like they're not really talked about in the news because it's so controversial, and like some people believe that they should never be tried as adults, and some people believe that they should be tried as an adult. But the reading helped me gain like a deeper understanding of the differences between like female and male offenders, and like the different types of crimes like the children have committed, and like how little of a percentage like children actually make in like homicide. But the fact that there are even a small percentage is still something that like shouldn't happen. But I believe that like children are very observant from like a young age. So some of them may not know, but I believe that some of them do know what they're doing, and I believe like in this case Nathaniel knew what he was doing. But and that's the those are the children I believe that should be tried as an adult. And then the ones that truly like you can tell like something like they didn't know what they were doing or they were influenced, like those are the people that like you should give like you can see and give slack to and understand that they are young and like they're still growing. But I believe it just depends on the person, and like each case should be taken seriously and each case should be taken like differently because there's so many different factors that come into play. But yeah, so that's what I chose to research. Thank you.